So in my previous video, I made an argument about science, that science cannot be used to nullify strong fundamental beliefs in religion, like the existence of God, right? And that was obviously an implicit argument for the existence of God. I'll make in future videos, inshallah, I'll make explicit arguments for the existence of God as also. But since a lot of people believe that if we explain something through science, we don't need God, that's the problem I have with this argument, and I'm going to continue, arguing against this claim. So in this video, I'll discuss some history, right? So I'm going to start with why does the theory of evolution clash with religion, right? So it's obviously the description, right, that the monotheistic religions have about the beginning of life, right? The monotheistic religions, and being a Muslim, we believe that life started from Adam and Eve, peace be upon them, and so that's where science clashes with religion, right? Especially the theory of evolution. Now, let me talk about some history. So usually, scientists show you like a very beautiful picture of science, and that there's no problem. There's a lot of politics in science, and the fact that science, the history of science is not as clean as they show you, because as I say, that science is the new religion of the West, right? That's why they continuously beautify it. People like Neil deGrasse Tyson and other Michio Kaku, they never talk about the problems in science, right? So I have a PhD in computational physics, so I know some history of physics and science also. So if you look at the history of science, at some point, when Hubble did not discover that the universe is expanding, before that, almost every scientist believed that the universe was static. So this is the theory of static universe. You can look it up. So scientists at that time, in the 19th century, especially when science started making progress, strongly believed that the universe was static, and that's why when they were trying to explain explain the universe through science, they would sort of like try to enforce that the universe is static, until Hubble observed it. So Einstein, in his general theory of relativity, in his field equations, forcefully introduced a constant called the cosmological constant to show that, to prove that the universe was static, right? To enforce that the universe was static, because he believed that. So at that time, imagine if you were at that time when you were talking about the origin of the universe, the scientists might have made fun of you, because they would present you the argument that the universe is static, right? So when Hubble discovered that the universe is expanding, and now we know that the expansion is even accelerating, Einstein said that he made this introducing the cosmological constant forcefully in his equations. He said that this was the biggest blunder of his life, right? So this is a point where this tells us the variability of science, right? We cannot say that we are in the final stage of discovery, and we have discovered everything, and theory of evolution is the final thing, and therefore it clashes with religion, and we are not going to believe in religion. Science has to be a variable thing, otherwise science is not going to make any progress, right? And therefore, because of its variability, it cannot be used to specially nullify the strong fundamental beliefs in religion, right? Like the existence of God. Yes, you can be investigative and inquisitive. When we discover something in science, you can go back and reconcile your observations. For us, belief is way above science, right? But yeah, the fact that science is the language of the time, we have to go back and see how do we reconcile. The thing I'm doing right now, using the history of science to reconcile the two observations, right? So this is the point that I wanted to make in this video, that if we look at the history of science, the variability of science requires that we cannot use science to challenge some of the very strong fundamental beliefs, like the existence of God, which according to me is the most obvious thing in the universe. We cannot use science to nullify these arguments, because science is a variable thing. So thank you for watching.